Alpha Dhabi and Multiply Group invest $200 million in DEWA's IPO, and OPEC expresses concern over a potential Russian oil ban. You're watching the Daily Brief with Forbes. I'm Ramia Faraj. Alpha Dhabi and Multiply Group have each made a $100 million investment into DEWA's landmark IPO. Alpha Dhabi says investing in DEWA, a utility with significant ESG credentials as a key enabler of Dubai's energy transition strategy, supports its long-term investment strategy. Meanwhile, Multiply Group says its investment in DEWA follows a series of strategic acquisitions aimed at growth across 5 segments, which are media and communications, utilities, ventures, wellness and beauty, and digital economy. The U.S. and its allies imposed fresh sanctions on Russia, targeting dozens of Russian defense companies and hundreds of members of its parliament. The U.S. Treasury Department has also banned taking payments from Russia in gold, as Russia has $100 billion stored in gold. The Treasury website warns that gold-related transactions involving Russia may be sanctionable by U.S. authorities. OPEC officials have communicated with the EU concerns over the implications of the proposed ban on Russian energy. OPEC says a ban on Russian oil would hurt consumers, with sources saying the EU is very well informed of the expressed concern. OPEC Plus remains consistently modest in its oil production hike of just 400,000 barrels per day, despite calls from major oil consumers to pump more oil to the market amid surging prices. Canada will boost oil exports by about 5% to help address supply shortages faced by allies shunning Russian energy. Officials say Canada has the capacity to incrementally increase its oil and gas exports in 2022 by up to 300,000 barrels per day, with the intention of displacing Russian oil and gas. The IEA last week urged governments to urgently implement measures to cut global oil consumption following supply fears. Canada is the world's 4th largest oil producer. Negotiators from the European Parliament and EU member states have agreed on a landmark law to curb the market dominance of U.S. big tech giants such as Google, Meta, Amazon, and Apple. Meeting in Brussels, the lawmakers nailed down a long list of do's and don'ts that will single out the world's most iconic web giants as internet gatekeepers, subject to special rules. The Digital Markets Act is designed to protect consumers and ushers in a new era of tech regulation worldwide. Boeing may not gain certification of a lengthened version of the 737 MAX ahead of a key safety deadline set by Congress. The U.S. Federal Aviation Administration asked the American plane maker to provide a mature certification schedule. Both airliner designs are under development, and certification is needed before they can enter service. The FAA says it's concerned Boeing will be significantly challenged to meet the requirement. Big banks continue to pour hundreds of billions of dollars into fossil fuel extraction, contradicting their pledges to cut carbon emissions and driving climate change. London-based think tank InfluenceMap found the world's 30 biggest listed finance groups provided $740 billion to fossil fuel producers in 2020 and 2021 and held billions more in investments. It said the biggest providers of fossil fuel financing are JP Morgan with $81 billion, Citigroup with $69 billion, and Bank of America with $55 billion. Let's take a look now at today's Forbes Real-Time Billionaires ranking. It tracks the daily ups and downs of the world's richest people. Our biggest loser today is Ma Huateng, down $2.7 billion with net wealth of $36.4 billion. Our second biggest loser today is Zhong Shanshan, down $2.2 billion with net wealth of $68.3 billion. And our third place loser is e-commerce mogul Colin Zheng Huang, down $1.6 billion with net wealth of $15.8 billion. Check out our website and our social media for all of the latest billionaires news. Donald Trump has filed a lawsuit against Hillary Clinton, alleging she orchestrated an unthinkable plot to damage his 2016 presidential bid by tying it to Russia. Trump's civil suit invokes the RICO Act, which is commonly used to prosecute organized crime. The 108-page lawsuit alleges that Clinton and others created a false narrative that Trump was colluding with Russia, a hostile foreign sovereignty, and prompted probes into the connection that damaged the Trump campaign's image. I'm Ramia Faraj. This is the Daily Brief. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.